Shalom Yasha Allah. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah Kodash, the bonus of our apostles and elders at Great Millstone, who rule well. And peace and blessings to the hopeful elect that's pushing this great gospel in sincerity and truth. This your brother Tazakai Yahweh from the Great Millstone, Indianapolis camp. Coming at you another lesson through the spirit and the power of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, and Lord willing, be edifying. Got an article here from CNN.com, and it reads, 4 dead in 7.0 magnitude earthquake that hit northern Philippines. Impact felt in Manila. This article came out today, Wednesday, July 27th, 2022, the year Yahweh Bashim Yashai turned it up. And get right into it. It says at least 4 people have died and 60 others were injured in a powerful earthquake that struck the northern Philippines on Wednesday, the Interior Minister has said. A 7.0 magnitude earthquake struck the Philippines on Wednesday, according to the U.S. Geological Survey. The quake struck in northern Luzon, the country's most populous island, at 8:43 a.m. local time, or Eastern. It says Eastern time. According to the USGS, the agency originally designated the quake a 7.1 before degrading it to a 7.0. Its epicenter was about 13 kilometers or 8 miles southeast of the small town of Dolores, Abra province, with a depth of 10 kilometers, 6.2 miles, according to USGS. Interior Secretary Benjamin Avalos Jr. said in a government news conference that 2 deaths were recorded each in Abra and Benguet. He also said that 58 landslides have been reported, and 218 towns and 15 provinces were affected by the earthquake. Damn. 3 bridges were destroyed in Abra. It says, Salakia. Looking at these, they say, you see that on the map it says Luzon, so it started up there, then they felt it in Manila. Yeah, look at that. I got like a town called Negros or whatever, but because also honestly, as we know, like people like Manny Pacquiao, and it was people that I forgot who put it up, but I remember, it was if it was actually, I think it was recently that somebody was professing the names Yahweh Bashim Al Shai in the Philippines, because we know Jake been scattered to the 4 corners of the earth. And then if you even watch stuff on them, like one time I was watching, on Netflix, it's called World's Toughest Prisons, and they got one over there. Man, you can tell them people are straight jakes, because they, they go out to the yard or whatever, they, dancing, doing backflips, like with rhythm, and, they doing everything that Jake do. They just look like, another nation of people. But of course, I'm not saying every last one of them, but majority of them jakes over there. But going on, it says the earthquake's impact was felt in the capital city Manila, more than 400 kilometers or about 250 miles away, where workers and residents evacuated from buildings and gathered on the street. The quake also triggered landslides, with photos showing large boulders and rocks tumbling onto a road in the town of Balco, south of the epicenter. Other photos show people working to clear the debris. There's that landslide. Damn. It say boulders fell during the earthquake in Balco, the Philippines, on July 27. The Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology said citizens should brace for any aftershocks, but added it had not issued any tsunami warnings because it was detected inland. Abra is a landlocked region known for deep valleys and mountainous terrain. In the statement, I don't know if that's, I'm just going to say Rep. Ching Bernos, congresswoman for Abra province, said the quake caused damages to many households and establishments and was also felt in various parts of Luzon and activated preemptive measures in many places. Photos from Abra show buildings damaged by the quake and debris covering the ground. One building is seen with cracks along the walls, while another lies tilted on the side. Damn. See that right there? So it says, Bernaud said her office is monitoring the situation and assessing the extent of the damage, and urged residents to stay alert in light of the possibilities of aftershocks. Philippine President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. ordered an immediate dispatch of rescue and relief teams to Abra and will visit the affected areas once he is given the all clear. His press secretary Salakia said in a news conference on Wednesday. I think that's all. It's Correction. An earlier version of the story misstated Ching Berno's position. She is a congresswoman for Aba province. An earlier version of the story also misstated when the earthquake took place. It was Wednesday in the Philippines. So, okay, well, I guess it was updated. Possibly. It's lucky. But yeah, that's all, on that, as far as this earthquake, ultimately is what visitations from Yahweh Shemel Shai as well, accompanied with what? His judgment, right? Now, real quick, I got something on the landslide. So if you don't know what it is, it says landslides can cause seismic disturbances. Landslides can also result from seismic disturbances, which is earthquake. An earthquake-induced slides have caused loss of life in many countries. Slide can cause disaster flooding, which they call them like mudslides, particularly when landslide dams across streams are breached and flooding may trigger slides. So pretty much, I have other stuff right here, you know, other stuff, but yeah, landslide pretty much is like like it sounds, the landslides, and it just, it comes cascading down on wherever portions or wherever it's, a lot of, for ultimately where your Habash Mashai directed to go. And people have been buried and died from them, a lot. But at the end of the day, as we understand that this is, just like various other things that happen in the world, this is also a visitation from Yahweh Shema Shai. Don't give a damn if you talk about Esau got you got the trimmer and the seismograph and all this, like all the stuff that controls weather and for not all this that. Don't give a damn about none of that, because at the end of the day, get this real quick. At the end of the day, we'll kill that noise. Proverbs chapter 21, verse 1. They say what? On life and conduct. Listen carefully. The king's heart, or just man in general, is in the hand of the Lord Yahweh Bashem Shai. As the rivers of water, who is he? Yahweh Bashem Shai turneth it whithersoever he will. So the Lord has put the spirit on man, putting in their mind, their hearts to carry out whatever the things that they may do. Also what you do, so at the end of the day, as we always state, man, ain't no free will. All things are controlled by Yahweh Shema Shai. You don't know what the hell you gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Like scripture say, man's going of the Lord, how then can a man understand his own way? So to hell with all those, who's a seismograph and Esau doing that, because people really, besides the men of the Lord, the men of the Lord, also like the elect ladies and so forth and so on, the numeral multitude, the true believers that you have by Shema Shai, we are the only ones, Lord, when we build a number, that's going to give the credit and glory to Yahweh by Shema Shai when all these things come to pass, right? So going to the scriptures, it says what? Isaiah chapter 29, verse 6. Thou shalt be visited, right? This is a visitation, right? Of the Lord Yahweh by Shema Shai of hosts, with thunder and with what? Earthquake, right? That's part of the Lord's visitations. It say in great noise with storm and tempest and the flame of devouring fire, right? And we understand, as I said, it was like a crazy storm cell. I don't know if it was in North Dakota somewhere. And then, the flame of devouring fire that's been scorching, the west coast and various other regions around the world. So at the end of the day, these are all visitation from Yahweh by Shema Shai. And we understand when you want to, we understand in these times to come that these earthquakes are part of end time prophecy. Whether you want to, this is just an earthquake, it ain't nothing. It's always happening. No, it's part of end time prophecies. That's what people don't understand, right? And none other than Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, the only begotten, spoke of these things, right? Now let's get this part. Matthew chapter 24, verse 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples, right, who became apostles at his departure, came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming in the world, right? So they asked him for the signs. Well, give us a sign, give us the blueprint, so to speak. Give us the game plan as far as what are we to look for before you come back, right? Jumping down, verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places, right? Now, really quick, let's get a word. Let's get this, diverse, right? What's that? Kata in the Greek. It's like it don't want that long one. Down from, throughout, according to, towards, alone. Let's see. Did I get the right word? Obviously, they whatever. They not giving the true meaning, but hopefully that I picked the right word. Did I? Yes, I did, but but diverse. We understand that it means what different. Like they always change the stuff in the blue letter, or whatever. But like I said, these things are being in different places. Diverse, like as diverse means what? Different. Different. You know what I'm saying? So, and to give an idea of that, Salakia. Um, yeah, right here. So, just to give a little, a little insight on earthquakes in diverse places. We got one in Oregon, south of that just happened 5 minutes ago, and hey, all praise to Yahweh Shemel Shah. Visiting again in various ways. Especially in these earthquakes. They say south of Fiji Islands, Costa Rica, Tonga Island region, Japan, Russia, Taiwan, Georgia, the country of Georgia. Over there next to Turkey, Luzon, Philippines. That's what we're doing an article on right now. Chile, Philippines. Yeah, they got hit by a lot of aftershocks. It's well, those are the earthquakes, but it's a Philippines, Tonga, Kermadec Islands, Wanagare, Molucca Sea, Argentina. So Mexico, Philippines, Northern Iran, Indonesia, Costa Rica. You get to Myanmar, Ecuador. You get the picture. What Kyrgyzstan, you know, and so forth and so on. These are all diverse places. Hawaii, So this I think this is one could be from after all those aftershocks. That's 7.0. Yeah, that's the one we're talking about right now. Right. So this is just showing the example of prophecy coming to pass as it was written. Them being in diverse places. You know, and really what makes me, let me see, really quick. Um, let's go back to I don't know where I was. So let's go right here. And we're gonna type in look, see of varying types, several in diverse places. So meaning what look different, multiple, sundry, sorted. So that's what diverse mean. I know whatever the hell they had on there, Salaki on that. But